So Carolyn's son refuses to pay for anything around here. I guess I'll have to explain what I'm talking about. So as you know, Carolyn's son moved onto the property and we got him that camper to stay in. Now we were going to get the camper anyways. We wanted something smaller, maybe a 14-footer. But since he was coming here, we thought we'd go ahead and get this one. And it wasn't too terribly priced. I had one price set in my head and I couldn't find anything. And the smaller they got, the pricier they got. So we found this one. Of course, it's not roadworthy, but it was only a couple $100 more than what I had in my head. And it was close by, so the guy who sold it was able to bring it over. I thought about talking him down on price, but decided against it since he was going to bring it over. And he tried to get it up where we wanted it, which is up here on the hill a little bit higher, maybe 50 feet, 60 feet, I don't know. But he got stuck, so he said he'd come back and move it. Well, now it's kind of, the timing would just be difficult to get anything moved. You know, we've got it all leveled up and got it on bricks and got the water hooked up, so we'll have to wait until Carolyn's son moves out to get it moved. By that time, the guy probably forget about it, so I'm not going to hold him to it forever. So I'll figure out a way to get it up there. Part of me thinks I could probably use my little 4-cylinder truck to get it up there. Maybe if I put a little come along on it. I got that 2-ton, I think it's 2-ton, 1-ton, 2-ton, whatever it is, come along. I might be able to, with the truck's help, pull it up the hill. I don't know, we'll figure it out, but it's not that big of a deal that we get it moved up there. And then we hooked him up to solar. The solar is been challenging. I've talked to you several times about how we're trying to power both houses with solar. Now our house, we really don't use a lot of electric, and it's been pretty easy. Once we got it set up and working, it's been pretty easy to power this house. We've got the freezer, it used to be a refrigerator, now we got a freezer. We've got 2 cell phones, a tablet, maybe a fan here and there. In the wintertime, we run 2 fans, one for the ventilation to go into the water tank. Now, during the sunny part of the day, I mean, we have an abundance of electric, really no issues at all. But on cloudy days like this, my solar panels are capable, with the age and the cracks and different things in them, they can produce about 40 amps, roughly. Today, I'm making 8. So that tells you how significant the cloudy days make. And I'll just kind of tilt the camera up a little bit so you can see there's just no sun coming through. So it's a significant problem. So like this morning, I knew it was going to be cloudy. So I ran the generator for 4 hours to charge the batteries to get us through the day. Now that little generator just sips gasoline. That new one, we got the little 1500 watt. Now I did some experimenting today. This is off subject a little bit, but it was important to me. When he's running the air conditioner, I would like to make sure that we have plenty of electric. So we have the battery charger. We have one battery charger that's 25 amps. And then we have another battery charger that's 25 amps. Then we have the solar panels that can produce 30 to 40 amps depending on the cloud cover. Now remember, I told you in that video a while back that it could be a very sunny, beautiful day with spotty clouds, you know, those pretty puffy clouds. And one of those clouds get in front of the sun for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And all of a sudden you're on batteries and you're really struggling and the air conditioner's on and then the cloud moves off and on. Then not only is it the solar panel's trying to run the air conditioner, it's also trying to recharge the batteries that we just depleted. Now this is more significant really when we're running the well pump. It really makes a big difference because it's much heavier on usage. I think the 5,000 BTU air conditioner uses 450 watts when it's on, whereas the well pump uses, I think, 850. It's been a long time since I looked. It's a 3/4 horsepower well pump. You can get on Google. So I mean, it's much more significant. Remember, we only have 1,000 watts of solar panels, and then you got the battery charger, and then you know your charge controller and the whole thing. So when a cloud cover and you drop down to 10 amps because you got a cloud cover over the sun, it's significant. So I'm trying to figure out how to run the air conditioner and making sure that we have plenty of electric when he needs it. Now he also has got a gaming system, TV and an Xbox, which we ran that the other day. Carolyn went over there, went to the library and got a movie. She went over there and watched a movie with her son. I thought that was nice. And so I was watching the electric to see how it did, and he used 10 amps. Now, that may not mean much to you, but 10 amps is a significant number to me. It's a number that I look at all the time. Our freezer actually uses 10 amps, so he's using the same amount of electricity with his gaming system as I am with our freezer. So that, according to the inverter, converts into about 80 watts, roughly. Now, I'm just looking at the numbers on the gauges. I'm not doing the mathematical calculations. Somebody's going to do the mathematics and tell me it's wrong. But you got to remember, as the batteries are charging, you use less volts, more amps. As the batteries are charged, you use more volts, less amps. So when I say 10 amps, I think that's with the batteries at 14 volts. Because you have to charge the batteries more than 12 volts. If you look at your car charger, you know, when you start your car, if you got an amp meter there, it'll tell you, or voltmeter. My truck has a voltmeter. And when I start the truck up, it runs up to 14 volts eventually. So 12 volt system, but that's basically the minimum. Actually, you're never supposed to get the batteries below 12.3. So it's not even a 12 volt system, it's a 12.3 system. After that, they start to damage the batteries. I'm getting off course a little bit. Now all I got to do is figure out the air conditioner. Well, this, like I was telling you, I did an experiment this morning. I got 2 battery chargers, and I knew it was going to be a cloudy day. So I wanted to see if I could run both battery chargers at the same time off that little generator. Like I said, they are a 25 amp battery charger. Now, when I say that, they're also, both battery chargers are 2 amp, 10 amp, or 25 amp. You can select which one you want. One of the battery chargers at 25 amps and the other battery charger at 10 amps. Beyond that, it couldn't handle it. I tried both of them at 25 amps, and the generator said, nope, too much energy. That is 35 total amps of both battery chargers. Then I got the solar panels that can produce 30 to 40 amps. So now we're up to 70 amps roughly. Let's just call it 70 amps until cloud cover hits, and then the solar panels are gonna drop down, leaving me just with the 35 amps with the battery charger. So if he wants to run the air conditioner, he's gonna have to run the generator. This is during the daylight hours on a sunny day. We'll have to do some experiments to make sure that we can run the air conditioner on a cloudy day. That being said, we may not even have to run the air conditioner on a cloudy day. I mean, it's pretty cool today. There's no way you'd want an air conditioner. So without the sun, it's going to be a cooler day anyways. But the only thing we had the ability to run the air conditioner with was a modified sine wave inverter. Now, I've talked to you about this before. An inverter converts, or inverts actually, DC electric into AC electric. So car electric into house electric. And you could actually make your own generator. If you needed an emergency, your electric went out, your truck sitting out there, your car sitting out there in the driveway, if you had an inverter, you could hook your inverter up to the batteries, positive to positive, negative to negative. You can get an inverter at Walmart. You can run an extension cord from your freezer to your car, turn the car on, and you got electric for your freezer during an emergency. So we had a modified sine wave. Now, modified means that the hertz, the 60 hertz, isn't 60 hertz. So you go positive 120 volts, negative 120 volts, positive, that's 60 hertz is what it's calculated out to. Not going to get into all scientific stuff, but that's basically what it means. Well, with modified, it's all over the place. You may get to 120 and then down to negative 10 and then back up to 120. It's a mess. And it's good to run for things that are not very sensitive. TVs and Xboxes are very sensitive, so you can't use modified. So we had a pure sine wave, which means that it's clean energy. It's 60 hertz. These were a little bit more expensive back in the day. Today, they're not so bad, but you can get this off Amazon. This is called a Power Max. I don't have a positive or a negative review of it. The only thing I can say is this one that I bought, the cooling fan in it, which is like a computer fan, there's 2 of them in this one, didn't work. It was overheating regularly. So I just hardwired it right into the battery. So the fan always runs, whereas it was supposed to shut off when it didn't need it and turn on when it did need it. That's how we tested his gaming system, was we plugged him into our pure sine wave inverter. That means we're on the modified sine wave. I don't want to be on modified because it can heat up your motors on your freezer. A few days wouldn't make a difference, but a long period of time it can. I say that, but then we ran the refrigerator for like 4 years on modified sine wave. It's a little dorm room size refrigerator, and it still runs. I mean, we have stopped using it, but it still runs. So I don't know. They say it heats it up a little bit more, which, yeah, I guess it would, because the motor just isn't cycling correctly. So we had to do something different. So I bought a 2,000 watt pure sine wave inverter. It's the same name brand as this one. Look how big that is. It's a monster compared to the 1,000 watt. So this is 1,000 watt. This is 2,000 watt. This way we can plug him into this, and he can run his air conditioner and his gaming system off of this. So this morning, like I said, I did the experiment with the battery chargers. So if he wants to run the air conditioner, he would have to start the generator, turn on his air conditioner, and he's going to have all the power he needs now. This was like $275. I think this was like I'm saying numbers. It was in the 200. Let's just call it 250. So, but this one was like 147. So, you know, another $100 to get another 1,000 watts. Now, it does not come with battery cables. Neither one of them did. So I ordered battery cables for this. That was another $27. And this one got where it's got the alligator clips. It's like a booster cable clip. So that will be able to just put right onto the battery. To me, that's going to be a little bit easier. That way, if I want to move it around, I can move it around without having to move batteries and everything. I can just unhook it and move. Now he's going to have all the electric he needs. He's got hooked up to water. He's got everything I think he needs now. So the other day I made a video where I was talking about being hooked up to the electric. There are a lot of my viewers who thinks that he needs to hook up to the power grid. Of course, we have the electric pole out here. It's got everything it needs except a meter. So these viewers want him to hire an electrician to wire it up so he can get electric to the camper, because I'm sure it's going to need a 30 amp receptacle, which it does not have. And so we're going to need somebody who can actually do it to code. I mean, I could do it, but I don't know if I would do it to code. I don't know what the codes are. I don't even know how to do it. I don't know if you need a special stand or if you can just put it right on the electric pole. I don't know any of it. So it would do a lot of research. So he needs to hire an electrician, I guess, to have it all hooked up, then call the electric company and hook his camper up to the grid. I said that the other day, and people doubled down. They absolutely believe he needs to hook up, telling me that, oh, my electric's only $54 a month. Well, one person said, I don't know how anybody's got a $54 a month electric bill. My minimum payment, if I don't use any electric, is 40 some odd dollars. So if you use any electric, it's going to be over $54 a month. I don't understand why I want him to hook up to the electric. I don't get it. He is here to get back onto his feet. So in my mind, that means we want him to save money. Let's get him out of here. His main goal is to get himself a better car, because his isn't doing very well, and I agree, he should probably focus on getting a better car. Then he wants to get a better job, because right now, I mean, he's got this little job that he's working nights and it doesn't pay great. And then he wants to get an apartment. But there are viewers out there who seems to think, no, we need to make sure that he is comfortable in this camper. Let's make him more uncomfortable right now so he's in more of a hurry to actually accomplish his dreams. Right now, he has enough electric on a sunny day to run his gaming system and his little appliances, whatever he's got, his phone, his fan, you know, some minor stuff. And it's all free, comes right out of the solar panels. The only time he really needs to run the generator is if he wants the air conditioner. Let's say he goes out and buys a 5-gallon jug of gas. He's running the air conditioner all through July, and he runs out of gas 2 weeks into July. And he doesn't have a lot of money to go out and get more gas. Okay, no problem. He just shuts off the air conditioner. And what's really crazy is he's still got electric, just not enough for the air conditioner. So I don't understand this. Let's spend all his money so he never has the ability to get a car, get a better job. Because we live so far away that he's afraid that if he drives out to work, his car will die, you know, if he had a better job. The job he's got right now is pretty close to us, but in order to get a better job, he's got to drive, you know, well, probably 30 miles. So if he's dies on the side of the road, he won't get to work, loses his job. Somebody's got to come out and get him, tow trucks, all that stuff, more cost. So I think his plan is pretty good. And the thing that bothers me is the people who are telling me that he needs to do more say it in such a derogatory, condescending way. Well, if I were you, I'd make him go out there and do the things you're doing for him, because I hooked up the water the other day. I said I hooked up the water. He needs to be doing that. That's something he needs to do. You supervise what he's doing. Or, better yet, maybe he can go to work, collect a paycheck, or I can spend my time hooking up water for him. I'd rather him make the money so he can get out of here when he wants to. So if you'll click this up next box, take you to the video where I was talking about, people think I need to change my YouTube channel. So if I can inspire you to save your money so you can live your dreams. Thanks for watching.